Hi guys, Mike with Colorado Liberty Rebellion here at historic Olde Town Square in Old Town, Arvada, Colorado. The scene of the horrific shooting 3 days ago where one officer, Gordon Beasley, a Good Samaritan named John Hurley, and a gunman whose name I won't mention, all lost their lives. We are standing here near a makeshift memorial that was made across from the Army-Navy surplus store, where Colorado Liberty Rebellion has gotten some additional information from credible sources that state that the Good Samaritan, John Hurley, was actually inside that store when he heard the gunfire. Johnny was a guy that had a concealed carry permit and was armed that day. He is, it looks more and more like a true hero, and that he did in fact draw his weapon, run from that store towards the gunfire, warning people on his way that there was an active shooting in progress, where what we're being told at this time is that he met up with the killer, shot and killed the killer after this killer had already killed Gordon Beasley, or at least shot him. And this is the big news, guys, and again, this is coming from credible sources. We don't know this to be 100% true right now, but it does seem accurate that a second officer arrived on scene, and that was the officer that shot John Hurley, this Good Samaritan who came out to defend his fellow Arvada citizens and ultimately gave his life. I don't know the rest of the circumstances surrounded this, but we need answers to a couple of different questions. We need to know, number one, is it true, and how do we know that Officer Beasley was targeted for his uniform? That's what Police Chief Link Strait is saying at the Arvada Police Department, and it could be that he hollered some epithets or some derogatory statements towards the officer before firing, but maybe he was just here for other nefarious reasons and encountered Officer Beasley first. Very sad for Officer Gordon Beasley, for John Hurley, and for all of their friends and family, and for this community. Right now I want to just focus in on the Army-Navy surplus store, which is right behind me. John Hurley apparently was inside that store when he heard the gunshots, ran from the store down this street towards the Arvada Old Town Library, where he encountered the shooter who had already shot Officer Beasley. Sometime shortly thereafter, a second officer arrived on scene, and it's being reported to us. Again, these are just information that we're getting from sources, credible sources that have access inside the Arvada Police Department. I don't know this to be true, but it is a credible report that a second officer arrived on scene, and that officer shot John Hurley. We need to know all of the circumstances around this shooting. We need to have truth in reporting, and we need to understand where Chief Strait gets his information that Officer Beasley was targeted for being a police officer. It does seem that that's possible, but again, the killer could have been down here for other nefarious reasons and just happened to run across Officer Gordon Beasley first. So that's what we know right now, and if anybody has more information about this, please contact me at mike@coloradolibertyrebellion.com. We'd really love to get you the truth in reporting on this story, because we know that the mainstream media, the local news media, will not do that. Signing off.